Hello everyone, and welcome back to more Minecraft. Last time, I honestly completely forgot about this. The forest is on fire. I think I'll just let it all burn. I don't care anymore. But yeah, last time we moved. We went for our first move in the series. So this is our new area. It's a very temporary area because we're going to be moving already in the next stream. But we built this ugly looking donut house. That's what I call it, the donut house. Completely original design. Do not steal. All that stuff. And today, I don't really have much planned for today, other than just heading back to spawn, marking the way with torches as I go. And it's already turning nighttime, great. But yeah, heading back to spawn to mark the way back with torches so that I know how to get back here. And playing around with some of the new features. So this update actually brings some new features. First of all, I need an axe. I need iron. We're also going to be doing some mining today as well, because I'm almost out of iron. I would also like to find some diamonds, but that's a second priority. The main priority is iron. But yeah, we have doors now, finally, after 50 years. So that's another thing that I want to do, is I want to make some... Oh, I forgot about that. I want to make some doors and use them on the tower as well, in the other area that I have. And even the farm, for that matter. Because even though I said I wouldn't update my previous builds, I will do like some very small updates like this. Like, doors are just essential, honestly. So I guess they're an exception. Oh my god, Steel Cat, you actually made it. Hello, welcome. This is so weird. Like, I forgot about this, that when you place down the doors, they're default open. That's odd. Alright, I'm also gonna make a sign, because these are a new thing. And we also have ladders, but ladders aren't really useful right now for us. So I'm going to name this... Oh, right, these are the comically large signs that you can only place on the ground. The Donut House. InfDev 2010 0420. I think I did that right. And we're also going to start labeling our builds as well. And actually, because of the fact that it's nighttime right now, this is actually great for us, because we can mark our way better when going back home. So I'm just gonna get some more wood here. Gonna need this. Oh, exactly a stack of sticks. Nice. And yeah, let's head back. I don't even remember the way back, so this is gonna be interesting. I think I need to go a little bit that way and then towards the moonrise. Now I could also make a proper gravel pathway, but that's gonna take definitely longer than this stream, and next stream we're already moving, so I would rather not do that, and I also don't want to ruin the gravel beach either, because these things are so freaking rare. Like, it took me such a long time to find the gravel beach in one of the earlier episodes that I really don't want to do that again. So torches are enough, honestly. This is why I pre-crafted them in the previous episode. I'm getting so much lag, probably because of the fire. Let's move away from here. I have to make my own staircases here as I go, which is a bit annoying, but oh well, what can you do? Such is the way of InfDev terrain, honestly. Like, it's really pretty to look at, but when it comes to navigating it, it's a chore and a half. Oh yeah, and this version also has the glitch with the water textures. I forgot about that. A very odd glitch. Okay, just make sure that my torch trail is visible from all angles. It's very important. Yeah, let's make it back home. Or back to spawn, rather. And then we'll do some mining. Oh god, I honestly did this terrain. It's just like jungles in the regular game or like modern MC, because jungles are so freaking pretty. But when it comes to actually like living in them or navigating them, traversing them, it is just it really makes you appreciate the biome way less. And this terrain is pretty much the same thing. It's the jungles before jungles, if that makes sense. Now I'm still getting lag spikes, not as much as at the fiery chunks, but I'm still getting some lag spikes. Hey, look, another gravel beach. I guess these aren't as rare as I thought. I just was extremely unlucky. Could desecrate this one potentially, but again, I'm gonna need so much gravel if I want to make like a proper gravel pathway leading all the way back. It's gonna take way too long. I'm running low on iron, so we'll be doing mining. That's the goal for today. Okay, this looks vaguely familiar. Ah, yes, and we already have the small trees. So these are already... Oh, here's that... I have noticed this like before as well. I don't know, you probably can't see it because of YouTube compression, but way out there in the distance, I actually want to go there during the daytime. There's these two very similar looking like... not really structures, but like pillar thingies generated by the terrain. I really want to check that out. That looks very ominous. But for now, let's just focus on this. In fact, I believe beyond this hill is our... hold on. Do these connect? No, they don't. But I believe beyond this hill is actually our base. And spawn. Question is, how do I want to... I think it's better if I actually go around like that, yes. Also, I just noticed I'm not seeing a single freaking mob. I guess Notch finally did fix... Maybe he overfixed the mob spawning. Maybe he broke it again. Because I have not seen a single hostile mob. What's going on? And no, I swear I'm not tricking you guys and I'm not using a mod that I found or made that like adds spooky stuff. Like it's no longer Halloween, it's November 1st as I'm streaming this, so it is not like a late Halloween special episode or anything like that. Probably should have studied the path to find the most optimal route. Because I'm probably just walking, like extending my walk by doing this. Who knows, but whatever. As long as there's some way to get back. I could probably do the cobblestone pillars as well to also make it more visible from further away, but I don't have enough. Actually, I did have enough cobblestone, I think, but whatever. That's besides the point. We should be getting close now. Oh, yep, I see a torch there. I think just beyond this hill, maybe. Let's see. Aha, there's a tower right there. Excellent. Okay, I don't want to climb the hill, though, because I do remember there's not an easy way down. So I'm just going to lead downhill from here, and that should lead me to... Yes, there's the lake, and there's my farm. Excellent. Can I squeeze through there? I can. Okay, excellent. Hello, Soybean. Welcome back to the stream. Now, chunk generation is quite laggy in vanilla InfDev, at least early InfDev. I think late InfDev doesn't have these issues, if I recall correctly. Ironic how InfDev Plus brings them back, except for different reasons. Alright. And here we are, back home. Lovely, excellent, perfect. Okay. Awesome. Alright. First things first, I want to get rid of this. Because I want to put some doors here. I don't have a crafting table, that's great. So we're gonna need 3 doors. Actually, we're gonna need more than 3, but the doors for the tower will come later. I really hate how these things don't stack. And how I only get 1. Again, I'm so used to InDev Plus because that's what I'm playing at the moment that, yeah, this is like catching me off guard every time. I'm still playing that. I'm still going for the 100%. I recently finished my block and item museums. Something that I know I said I wouldn't do here, and I'm definitely not doing it here. But it is, like, it is my mod. I'm the most familiar with it, and most of the stuff you can get very easily. It's just a little bit time consuming. It took me 27 in-game, actually 25 in-game days in a flat world to build the museums and fill them up. But InDev Plus doesn't have that much content. I would say it's comparable to, maybe not beta, but more like early release, I would say. So doing it there wasn't too bad. In fact, doing the block and item museums was actually quite enjoyable in the earlier versions during my polyworld. So like early release and the alpha and beta, that was fine. It's like later release versions around 1.8, 1.9 when it started getting really annoying. Not only because of the sheer volume of blocks and like block varieties, or variants rather, but also because of how you obtain some of them. Like the sniffer egg, for example, which I couldn't even like keep, but that's besides the point. Like some of the blocks were really annoying to get. Sure, you know what I mean. Okay, put a door here. I also need a sign to mark this area. I'm gonna name this Spawn Tower. Spawn Tower. InfDev 2010-0327. That's when it was built. I'm not really gonna label every single build. Like, I'm not gonna label the farm, for example. Screw that. I should have actually broken some of those leaves to get some saplings back, but whatever. And there we go. That was the first objective of this stream, completed within 10 minutes. So yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of mining. Might as well convert this to planks. Alright, let me catch up with the chat here. Once again, you sound different here compared to Discord VC and also compared to yesterday's stream. Maybe it's something to do with Minecraft somehow. Yeah, like I didn't change any of my OBS settings. Like, or at least mic settings. The only thing I changed was instead of capturing the entire display, I'm capturing a particular window. But that is odd. Because I am using the correct mic. Sounds the same to me. I love how your hand doesn't swing when you open doors. Yeah, it's I don't even know when that's changed. I think that's changed in like, I would even say like early release or like beta 1.8 or something. I think even in beta 1.7 it doesn't do that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't played these earlier versions in a long time. The only early versions I've played semi-recently have been in dev. Okay, and now what we do is we just follow the trail of torches back. Which really should go that way. You would expect it to, anyway. So let's do that. Until we find the initial trail. Yeah, I'm not seeing any passive mob spawning either. I think Notch might have legitimately actually broken the mob spawner again. That is hilarious. Ah, yes, this is the only time we get to see this bug, so bask in its glory while you can. Oh, wow, I can even see a little bit of the fire texture in between. That's funny. Notch's vision didn't include a hand swinging animation when opening doors. You might not like it, but this is what peak Minecraft looks like. So true! SteelCat is spitting straight facts right now in the chat. Notch's grand vision is InfDev, clearly. Even doors are against Notch's vision, you know? Like, the real InfDev is 327. I should have never upgraded from that version. I could have had infinite diamonds. Oh, here's a pig. Okay, so the mob spawner does work. It's just way too little now. Great job, Notch. I'm gonna get my torches back, because these things aren't cheap. I mean, they are, but you know what I mean. And on the way back, I want to check out that those tower things. Those look very odd. I want to see what's up with that. Alpha 1.1, I remember distinctly. Ah, I was not expecting it to be that early. I would have thought that it would be at the earliest Alpha 1.2, but even later. I had a weird dream again. My classmate in the dream, not a person I know IRL, got bitten by a snake and kind of just accepted his fate based. That would be me, honestly. I'm so depressed these days that I'm gonna be like, ah, finally. Salvation. Kind of like the ending we got yesterday in No, I'm Not Human. That would be totally me. Okay. So where are those towers? I think I have to keep going a little bit further here. There's literally, I like how there's literally a gravel beach right there. I went so far in that direction to find the gravel beach. And there was literally one right over here. That is hilarious. Okay, I think it's over there somewhere. I don't see it yet through the fog, but I think if I move a little bit further to the I think it's north, because if I recall correctly, clouds always travel north. Yeah, there you go. So look at that. It's two nearly identical towers right next to each other. I want to check that out. That looks very weird. Alpha is ironically Notch's best phase for this game's development. From the beginning to the end is a massive improvement. Every update has a purpose, makes the game better. I wouldn't say every update, there's like so many patches that don't really do anything, and there's a lot of issues too, especially with leaf decay. Like some versions straight up don't have leaf decay, others have leaf decay that crashes your game, and others have leaf decay that just doesn't work properly. And it like makes your trees shrivel up and die. So I disagree with you, Soybean. Alpha is definitely the best phase that he's had up until this point. Except maybe in-dev. Like, yeah, in-dev is lacking a lot of quality of life, but overall, in-dev is when the game actually started feeling like a game, I would say. And not just a silly tech demo. I'm looking at you, Classic. And also, in-dev had some very interesting mechanics too, like the original smelting mechanic. I quite like that, as you already know. I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, look at that. Oh, wow. Okay, so I was expecting these to be like super tall towers, like the things, like the spike things or whatever that you see in Modern, in like the Badlands biome. But it's actually very small spikes, I guess, emerging from the terrain. And they are not the same, but from further away, they look very ominous. This is kind of neat, actually. You know what? You know what would be even spookier? Oh god, there's chunk borders there. I accidentally generated chunks that I shouldn't have. I might have to trim those later. I'm actually gonna put some torches on these, so that they serve as sort of like spooky beacons. This is very odd. I mean, I've seen similar, but I've never seen something quite like this before. Yeah, that's probably good enough. Yeah. Now I'm curious how these would look like at night, now that they're gonna be lit up. We might actually get to see that soon here. But let me actually find my tray of torches. Also, I like how there's a single floating block of grass here. Love it when this happens. I'm gonna keep it. In fact, I'm gonna put a torch on it. Every time I see something cool, I'm just gonna put a torch on it. There we go. You don't even see them from down here, but if we get some distance, we'll see them. Chunk walls. Yo, Method, it's been a hot minute. It's me, Larry. I barely remember you. Your name barely rings a bell, but good to see you again. Welcome back. And welcome to the stream, Love Spooky. I have not seen someone playing a version this old in forever. Yeah, the whole like old Minecraft thing, old Minecraft shtick really died out as of late, hasn't it? And also, to be fair, not many people play InfDev because it's just alpha, but worse. Like, there's very little in InfDev, especially in versions that actually save your progress, that is honestly worth exploring, really. Like, most people just go for either the obvious beta 1.7.3 or alpha 1.1 and stick with that, because it's the most complete version while still having the vibes, you know? The vibes, man! The vibes of old Minecraft, gotta love them. Except Alpha 1.2.6. How is Alpha 1.2.5 better? What does Alpha 1.2.6 do to that makes it worse? Alpha 1.2 is just worse beta. Yes, I agree. Alpha 1.2 is kind of like InfDev, you know? Like, InfDev is just worse alpha. Alpha 1.2 is just worse beta. That's why it's not very popular. Why most people just either play Alpha 1.1 or Beta 1.7. Some people also play Beta 1.6 or even Beta 1.5. And even Beta 1.2 is more popular than Alpha 1.2. And yes, I'm deliberately waiting here to see if how this would look like during the nighttime. This is also funny, these floating blocks. Let me put a torch on this as well, hahaha. I have like so many torches, I want to use them up. So I'm actually very close to spawn. It's like a 5-minute walk, even less, probably 4 minutes. Although that is a given, considering that I've only had one move so far. Worse craft. InDev is barely playable. I would say InDev is fairly playable. It's missing a lot, but it's definitely more complete than earlier InDevs and especially early InfDev. You're gonna start ranting about smelting again? No, not yet. How am I wrong about the smelting? The furnace is just so annoying. Like, I want to get the stuff now. Especially when I have to smelt, like, let's say iron while I'm mining. I have to stop everything I'm doing, plop down a crafting table, make a furnace, plop down a furnace, wait like God knows how long for the iron to smelt, and then continue mining. Like, it kills the mood so quickly. Whereas if we had the original smelting system, all I would have to do is carry a lighter with me, and then just stop, like, put a fire block down, and instantly smelt some of my ore blocks that I've collected, and boom, I just continue on my way. And even when you're building, it's also a lot more useful, because it's a lot better to bulk smelt stuff. Because otherwise, you have to wait up to like 20 minutes if you want to smelt like several stacks at a time. Maybe not 20, but more like 10, but still, you get what I mean. It's ridiculous. I really dislike it. Anyway, this looks really cool at night. Okay, let's go back before the mobs start coming. Even though I'm pretty sure there's barely any mobs, but who knows? Maybe the mob spawner in this version is like, oh, you're not gonna see a single mob, and then all of a sudden there's gonna be like 50 skeletons chasing after you. Hey, see, speak of the devil. There's one and there's another one over there. But what was I talking about again? Oh yeah, the furnaces. This is why I really appreciate the fact that Mojang added those alternative furnaces in the later versions, like the blast furnace and the smoker. And hell, even the campfires. I'm actually quite a big fan of the campfires, and the fact that you can cook food in them. Like, yeah, sure, you can only cook 4 pieces of food at once, but it's way quicker. It's almost instant, from what I recall. It's sort of like a low-key callback to the original smelting system, in a way. Although, that is definitely less efficient than just using a smoker. But, yeah, like, my point being is that I really like the alternative furnaces. Because the regular furnace is just awful. It's trash, straight up. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Okay, hold on, let me catch up with the chat real quick. I'll pay you if you never say vibes again. Okay, then pay me at least $10. I need the money for lunch tomorrow anyway. Alpha 1.2.6 adds water and lava lakes. Those are fine, but beta also has them. 1.2.5 is the most polished Alpha 1.2 version that has unique terrain. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the terrain hasn't changed between Alpha 1.2 and Beta 1.8. Like, the only things that has changed are the addition of, like, new things, like a new tree types and those lakes. But those lakes are just terrain features. They're not, like, the actual terrain itself has pretty much remained consistent. Alpha 1.2 is better than Alpha 1.0 and 1.1, though. Are you sure about that? Because I'm pretty sure Alpha 1.2 doesn't have leaf decay. I'm pretty sure Alpha 1.2 disables the leaf decay entirely. So it's not until Beta 1.1, I think, or Beta 1.2 that leaf decay is brought back and actually works properly. Vibecraft series starring Diao Cohen. Hello, Rai. Welcome back to the stream. The Netherland addition of biomes was a huge improvement. Yeah, even though the biomes are unfinished, and I'm not a big fan of the colors in Alpha 1.2. It is something, I guess. Just give us your patience. Yes, I know I lack patience, okay? That I know that's a me problem, but it still won't change my opinion on furnaces. I think they're awful. Like, again, I've been playing InDev Plus, and I haven't used the furnace ever since I got my first Hellfire lighter. I've just been using that. I've only used furnaces to cook like a couple of fish and a couple of pork chops, because I don't want to waste durability of my Hellfire lighter. Everything else that I've smelted has been using the Hellfire lighter, and it's just so much more convenient. You're the only person I've heard that dislikes it. Because again, I find the furnace more inconvenient. I don't think you were here when I was ranting about it earlier, right? But imagine this situation, which I often find myself in. I'm down in the caves mining, right? Like mining ores, and my pickaxe breaks. And even though I always bring enough iron with me, it's like never enough. So I have to stop everything I'm doing, stop dead in my tracks, place down a workbench or a crafting table, craft the furnace, place down the furnace, and wait like at least like a minute, maybe sometimes even 2 minutes, depending on how much iron I want to smelt. Because otherwise I have to do it more frequently. So we usually have bulk smelt, like up to half a stack, or at least 16. Wait for that to smelt, and only then can I continue mining. Whereas if it was the original system, all I have to do is carry a flint and steel with me, and if I run out of iron, okay, just stop, place down a block of fire, throw some of my mined ore, and I can throw like a lot of it as well, and it instantly smelts, and I can just keep going. Like, that is just objectively infinitely more convenient than just doing the whole furnace nonsense. Bulk smelting as well is way quicker, obviously, but yeah, like the only thing I guess is that it is kind of wonky, or I guess it can be wonky, but again, I've been doing it so much in InDev Plus and I'm used to it, and I don't find it wonky anymore. It's only really wonky when it was first introduced in the earlier InDev 0.31 versions, because in those, it doesn't like really work properly, but Notch eventually figured it out, and then he just like completely scrapped it, and he's like, okay, let's just add this block that like takes 50 years to smelt like a single piece of iron. Yeah, I'm talking about beta, I'm strictly talking about the alpha. Hello, Neon Light, welcome to the stream. Hello, I'm sorry, I can't even read your name because of the fancy font. I have no idea. But hello, welcome to the stream. Oh, and hello, Leo, as well. Well, to be fair, the leaf decay is terrible all throughout anyway. Actually, yeah, you're right. All throughout alpha, leaf decay is just either non-existent or terrible. It's not until beta that was finally figured out. What do you think of my dementia game idea? I haven't read it, I'm sorry. You would have to run it through me when we VC next time. I've burnt many trees. Okay, I see a steel cat, even though you're long gone. Because it's meant to be easier. Wait, what? Oh, if you're talking about the smelting right being easier, how is the furnace any easier than just throwing stuff in fire? I would like how smelting in Minetest. Node core work. I'm not sure what node core is, like what mod that is. Because the smelting in Minetest is pretty much the same as Minecraft. It's just using a furnace. Your opinion on furnaces is wrong. You're not supposed to just put stuff in a furnace and sit there. You're supposed to multitask. I know, but usually there's nothing else for me to do, especially, again, that situation that I often find myself in while caving. That is a very common situation for me, because the majority of my time spent in Minecraft is just caving. And that just completely stops me dead in my tracks, and I despise that. I always have, like ever since I first started playing this game as a kid, I hated that aspect. Back then, I didn't even know about the in-depth smelting system, but now that I do, I'm like, this was so much better. For me personally. Don't have patience, so waiting in any way annoys you, yes. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, I think what I want to do here is I want to start like doing this type of strip mine. Actually, wait, there's a better way to do it. Until my reach. Like this. Yes, here we go. Okay. And regardless, so I mean, how is it not better, like, yeah, the multitasking and all that stuff, but how is it not better to just have the stuff smelted instantly, so you can just instantly finish whatever it is you're building, like, let's say. Like, even for builders, I think this would be a better choice. Because here's another scenario, right? Another imaginary scenario. Let's say you need, like, a shit ton of bricks to finish, like, your roof. Or whatever, and like that's the last thing you need to do, like the roof. What else are you gonna do while you just sit there waiting for the stuff to smelt? When the roof is the only thing you need to finish. Like, what else are you gonna do? Just like kill a bunch of pigs, I guess. But let's say you also have a lot of food. I guess I just always find myself in like such situations that I'm like, oh man, if only I could just smelt stuff with the flint and steel. That would have solved all my problems. Maybe it's just because of my playstyle, I don't know, but I just find that superior in almost every way. I am aware of the process of multitasking, I just usually don't have anything else to do in the game. I want to have the stuff instantly. Free iron isn't that long, and then you can keep... Yeah, but free iron isn't that long, right? But especially in these earlier versions where iron pickaxes break in like 128 blocks, which is like nothing. You have to do it like more frequently, which is even more annoying. So that's why I usually wait until I have at least 9, preferably 12 or 16 iron before I keep going, because that keeps me going for a lot longer than just... If I were to always like only smelt free iron to craft a single pickaxe, I have to do it like every 5 minutes or so, and that would just drive me insane. Use multiple furnaces, use stone to mine while waiting for it to smelt. Stop being the most impatient person ever, and I'm saying this as a very impatient person. Is Usta going to complain about smelting in every single stream? I would try not to. Can I replace this minecart with Minecraft on phone? I'll write it on PC. What are you even talking about, Leo? I'm so confused. If you don't have enough patience for a furnace, then I don't know how you plan to play this world for the long term. We'll see. I'll try my best. Convenient, yes. Good game design, no. You can smelt multiple stacks with one fire block. It's insanely unbalanced. I guess that's a relatively fair point. But again, like, I don't know if... I don't remember if I've done the Hellfire differently in Dev Plus than the regular fire, but from what I've seen, it doesn't even smelt like a full stack before the fire goes away. It goes away fairly quickly. Now again, I'm not sure if regular fire works that way or if I deliberately coded it that way, I don't remember. But from my playing of InDev Plus, I've noticed that pattern. Like, it can smelt at most 48-ish, 40-something blocks before the fire goes away. And the fact that my Hellfire Lighter only has 32 durability means that I've actually went through quite a few Hellfire Lighters throughout my playthrough. So I think it's alright with balancing. Like, yeah, if it was just like it is in regular Minecraft, like just a regular lighter, which is 64 durability, and I'm pretty sure the fire lasts around longer, then yeah. But with some tweaking, I feel like it could be just as balanced as the furnace, more or less. I guess the furnaces do give coal a secondary use, a very important secondary use. I'm still not a fan of it, though, and I never will be. Hello, Jasmine. Welcome back to the stream. 100% things you can do. I've been in a situation and 3 iron solves the issue. Again, it really doesn't in... That was a massive lag spike, holy shit. It really doesn't solve the issue for me because I do a lot of mining, as you can clearly see right now. Like, as I said, 60% or so of my time spent in the game is literally spent in caves. Just caving and mining. That's just how I play. I'm kind of like the master caver in that sense. I know that he does a lot of mining too. He does even more mining than me, which is insane, but yeah. So for me, it's a really big pet peeve, especially when the pickaxes break so quickly. Okay, let me craft you. This is my last iron. I'm in like an endless loop right now where I keep running out of iron before I've even gotten more of it. So this ultimately feels like a waste of time unless I find diamonds. I really hope I do. There's nothing else for you to do, that's on you, not the furnace itself. Fair point. But again, you're not gonna convince me to like the furnace, or admit that it's good or superior. Play Subway Surfers while you're waiting for iron to smelt base. I played Subway Surfers back in high school, it was fun times. I haven't touched the game since, actually. Because it became a microtransaction hell, like literally every other mobile game these days. I feel like the only good mobile games are the ones you actually buy, and that are direct ports of PC games, like Stardew Valley and Terraria, for example. Even though I haven't played those on mobile, I'd much rather play those on PC. Or now that I have a Steam Deck on the Steam Deck, I just find touchscreen controls very wonky, which is why I never really played Pocket Edition growing up. I know a lot of people did, and hell, we like still do. Like, kids are born on freaking iPads or with iPads in their hands these days. But for me, I've always found mobile controls wonky. Meta, will you add redstone blocks on a minecart? Like a functional one? My mods don't even have redstone, dude. Unless you're talking about like a mod request, if you have that. I guess I could do that. If I ever feel like it. Probably won't, though. Holy torch spam. I place a torch every 4 blocks. How is a torch spam? Yeah, exactly what Neon Light said. My god, why is the chat moving so fast? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna catch up. Okay, it's hard to obtain in InDev Plus, but I've abused it a lot in InDev. What do you mean? That sentence right makes no sense. I thought I was unaware of some illegal secret method. I was able to smelt a shit ton of stacks if you put the stacks on before you light it on fire. Also, the furnace is more intuitive. You can see what's being smelted and how much and how fast, not just an instant mess. Again, I don't find that a problem, because usually when I bulk smelt, I always smelt like the same thing. Like a shit ton of iron or a shit ton of bricks. Or stone. Or sand for glass. Again, maybe it's just my playstyle, but I never really found myself smelting multiple things at once, like multiple different things. It's always just one or at most two things. Maybe you wouldn't need so much iron if you mine more efficiently. What is the strategy? You don't need to mine every other block. Well, usually when I do my mining potato, I use caves, but this version doesn't have caves. Why aren't you getting the cobble? I don't need the cobble, dude. Make the game worse for yourself, because apparently you have no idea how to play, so I don't want to hear any more complaining. I wonder what will happen if we use the same game theories principles to recalculate percentage of ores to spawn based on it. Like iron in modern Minecraft is the main currency. That's a very interesting idea, actually. If I actually had crawling right now, I could get the cobblestone. But I don't feel like wasting even more durability on my pickaxe, considering it breaks so quickly, to mine this stone as well, just to get the cobblestone. I don't need the cobblestone for anything right now. Kids these days can't wait 30 minutes to smelt a stack of glass. So happy Bad Piggies isn't popular enough to be deleted and turned into microtransaction hell. Isn't that the game where you like place the pigs? Like the Angry Birds game where you place the pigs? I never really played that, but I heard that it's really good. Perhaps I should give it a try, because I remember I really liked Angry Birds back then as well. It's one of those OGs. OG mobile games. It's aged very well too. But then Rovio had to go and ruin it because of greed. I played the game my way, and if the developers want to force me to play an open world RPG in a particular path, then that's on them. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't like New Vegas, and I never will. I didn't have such problems with the Bethesda games. Like, yeah, they had worse story, I admit. The story isn't really the problem that I have with New Vegas, it's just the fact that open world RPG, and yet you're supposed to take this one very specific path. Not to mention it was very unclear to me. And I already explained to you ad nauseum why that was, so I'm not gonna repeat myself here. There are good mobile games that have a free version with no ads and a full pay version, not gonna give examples. Yeah, like I am aware that there's still like mobile games that are actually like good, like the good old days, that aren't microtransaction ridden hell. But those are like very few and far between, like very hard to come by. Because usually they get buried in the app stores from all the like free-to-play slop. So that's really mostly why I've given up on mobile gaming as a whole. Especially now that I have a Steam Deck, I don't even need mobile gaming. Because my gaming on the go is literally just my Steam games on the go. Because the Steam Deck is amazing. Highly recommend you get one if you can. It's great. I didn't feel encouraged to do so, Rai. Again, I misinterpreted what that guy said. About the path being like dangerous, or straight up. I think he straight up said the path was closed, and that was right at the edge of the map where the path really was closed, and I thought that he was referring to that. Not a path that's actually open, but not recommended to go because there's death claws. Like, what the hell? I don't know what the place is called. I forgot and I don't care. But it was a outpost at the edge of the map. I went there for, I don't even remember if it was a main quest or a side quest, but I ended up there, and yeah, there was like a guy who told me something along the lines of, oh, don't go to this path, it's closed, it's very dangerous, and that's why it's like closed or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So they have like an in-law reason why there's a world border here, why the road is closed. That's how that's what I thought he was referring to. I don't know if that's Quarry Junction or something else. I don't remember the name, because again, it's been a while since then, and quite frankly, I stopped caring shortly afterwards. But yeah, that's what I remember. That's what caught me off guard. I'm just gonna leave this furnace here and come back to it when this pickaxe breaks. Then it's not Quarry Junction. It was like some sort of an outpost right at the edge of the map, dude. I think it was actually the one with the big statues. I remember there was like 2 big statues that are like shaking hands or something like that. I went there and I think it was there. Memory could be lying to me right now, but at the very least I am certain that was at the edge of the map. Didn't you say the price of electronics is appallingly high in Czechia? It is, but the price of the Steam Deck is the same across all of Europe. It's 569 or 560 something euro, which is like half my paycheck, but it was worth it. No, that's the Ranger outpost. One path is gated. Again, I don't remember what it was called, but it was at the edge of the map, and I think there were the 2 statues. I remember the 2 statues in the game. I remember going there. I'm not entirely sure if that was the exact same place or someplace else, but yeah, the outpost I visited, where the guy told me that, was at the edge of the map. So naturally, when someone tells me, don't go down this path, it's... I don't remember if he straight up said it's closed, but he said that, like, don't go there, it's, like, dangerous or something, and I'm like, naturally, I would think that that's the closed path. But I'm pretty sure that he also straight up said the road is closed right now, or something like that. I don't remember any ants. I remember the ants in Fallout 3, like the ant side quest, but I don't remember any ants in New Vegas, so fighting any ants. I did pay attention, dude. Can we not discuss Fallout New Vegas? I don't like it, and I never will. You cannot convince me otherwise, so can we just drop it? I don't know why you're still like trying to convince me that I should like the game when I clearly do not. Also, I really should have put these in the chest, these 3 slabs. Just like they're just taking up space right now. Maybe we're gonna get the cannon engine from Minecraft. Whatever you say, Rai, whatever you say. Oh wow, it's already been almost an hour. I'm gonna be updating to 608 soon. Because I'm pretty sure that version doesn't really do much. Hold on, let me check, but I'm pretty sure that just fixes some things. Entities have shadows under them again, and door improvements. And door and sign improvements. Okay, yep, so I'm definitely gonna be updating. Very cool. And I think Minecraft is to go outside. Yep, so true. Even though I couldn't today because it was foggy and raining all day. I swear I live in England. Like the autumns in I don't know if it's the same in the entire country, but the autumns in like the region that I live in are literally just Britain. Like it's constantly raining and foggy and dark and miserable and overcast. Which I'm about to do. Literally, that's what the end poem says. Trying to convince me that Half-Life is one of the greatest games ever and not increasingly repetitive. Shoot bad guys until Zen, which is horrendously unfinished. Black Mesa was pretty good. Half-Life is great because it's influential, and I still find the gameplay fun because, again, it's more fun than Half-Life 2 because there's a lot more enemy and gun variety. Just because you watch it, because yeah, I admit watching a first-person shooter isn't as exciting as actually playing it. Just because you haven't played it doesn't mean it's repetitive. If you want repetitive, play Half-Life 2. And there's plenty of like even worse shooters out there that are actually repetitive. Half-Life also has great level design. For the most part. Again, Zen is an exception. Zen is actually bad. I never said that Zen is good. Wait, what am I doing? I want to get rid of these torches. Let's just place a few. Okay, let me, I'm gonna go back to my area, to my base real quick. To deposit some of this cobblestone and other junk. I got some iron, that's good. I still haven't found diamonds, though. Method nationality leaked, he's British. The accent sadly gives it away that I'm not. And why am I saying sadly? Thank God I'm not British. Imagine being British. I don't know how influential New Vegas is because, like, yeah, I've heard of it before, but I feel like other RPGs are more influential than it. I'm not saying that it's not influential at all, but I'm also not saying that it's like the most influential. Half-Life 1 is more replayable than Half-Life 2. Because Half-Life 2 has the unskippable quote-unquote cutscenes, like the sections where you just listen to characters talk and like exposition dump on you. Whereas Half-Life 1 doesn't have that. It's a lot faster paced as well. Europe equals Wayne. Has it influenced any RPGs that I've played and enjoyed? Like, give a list of RPGs that it has influenced, and I'll see if I've played any of them and liked them. But even still, like, just because a game influences another game that actually ends up being good doesn't make the original game necessarily, maybe not good, but better than it. Surprisingly, most influential games that have good stories only have good stories because it was forced to be that way to accommodate gameplay. I'm not sure how true that is. There needs to be a case study on that. It's culturally relevant. It's culturally relevant because it does have a pretty good story, and I do like the setting. But there's so many things that I don't like about the game itself. Including the map, by the way. I think the map looks hideous, it's ugly, and it's very barren. Like, yeah, I get it's supposed to be a wasteland, but there's literally nothing there for long stretches of time. It's not like the Fallout 3 map, which I think is better. So things like that. No, it's influenced Cyberpunk and Disco Elysium for South. I haven't played Disco Elysium and I don't like Cyberpunk. What am I contradicting right now? I didn't just imply that Half-Life is good just because it's influential. I also said that it's good because of the combat, because of the level design, Again, for the most part, we don't talk about Zen or residue processing is also not that great. But most of the level design is great. The combat arenas are great, and there's plenty of variety, which makes the combat fun, in my opinion. Like all the different alien types and the different weapons. You haven't seen Half-Life 2 yet, but Half-Life 2 has much worse gun and enemy variety than Half-Life 1 does. Boring to watch? Yes. I'm not saying that it's not boring to watch, but boring to play, again, you can only really say that if you actually play the game. You can call it boring then, for all I care. If you play the game and you find it boring, that's fine. But because you haven't played it, then you can't really, like, I'm sorry, but you can't really say that it's boring and repetitive because you haven't played the game. Whereas I have played New Vegas, and I didn't like it at all. Simple as that. I should probably, like, when I'm down here, I should, like, mark the staircase so we don't get lost. I guess it's already marked with this dirt block, actually. Yeah, like, there's no dirt down here. Maybe I can, okay, hold on, I have an idea. I'm gonna mark it even better by making these pillars on the sides cobblestone. This way it's more visible from further away. There we go, and this. I should also do it... I guess that's not really visible, but there we go. Now it's a bit more clear. And the torch in the middle. There we go. Nice. Half-Life has much better gameplay than set design. Because Half-Life is from 1998, looks dated. Yeah, I'm not saying that Half-Life 1 looks amazing. It looks really dated and even crap in some areas. Honestly, was more captivated by Half-Life 2. Half-Life 2 is better in how it executes its story, but the detriment with that is that it makes it less replayable. Again, as I said, the unskippable cutscenes where you just have, like, story exposition done by the characters that there's no way to, like, skip is what makes it less replayable. That, and also the fact that there's way less enemy and weapon variety makes it less replayable, in my opinion. But what Half-Life 2 does way better than Half-Life 1 is how it, like, tells its story. That's probably why you found it more captivating. And I agree, even I found Half-Life 2 more captivating when I first played it. And when I first played Half-Life 2, I enjoyed Half-Life 2 more. But then in subsequent playthroughs, I found myself enjoying Half-Life 1 a lot more. Just because it doesn't have the unskippable story exposition dumps and the... like, it has better weapon and enemy variety, as I already said. And I find the combat arenas more engaging and enjoyable, because Half-Life 2's combat arenas are a lot more open. Massive impatience issue. Maybe. I'm not gonna deny that, but... I do like the games that have less action in them, Potato. Like Alan Wake, for example. That has a lot of story in between. And I liked it a lot. So, although what you're saying could ring a little bit true, it's not the absolute fact. Like, it's not just that isn't just the reason why I didn't like FNV. There's other reasons too. Again, the map for starters. It would be best to judge a game's gameplay after you play it. Just a thought. I have played New Vegas. That's what we're discussing right now, Soybean, and I played that. I almost got to the end, but I didn't even bother finishing it because I was just that fed up with it by the end. What version are you on? I'm on... Oh! That's perfect timing, Jonas, because just now I'm about to update. I'm on 607 right now, but I'm gonna quickly update to 608. And judge a game's story about playing it, but not gameplay. Again, I don't know who you're talking to right now, Sabine, because if you're talking to me and if you're talking about the New Vegas, I played that almost to the end. I'm not even a New Vegas fan. I know nothing about it. It might be super boring to watch. I'm just mad about your weak arguments. You are definitely biased, right? Yes. Yes, and it is the same with me in Half-Life. That is true. I thought New Vegas is supposed to be replayable. Like, isn't that the whole point, Rai? Are you just now saying that New Vegas is also not super replayable? Because New Vegas is an RPG, like it's supposed to be replayable. You're supposed to take different routes every playthrough. Any linear or semi-linear RPG isn't super replayable. I thought New Vegas wasn't that linear. But then again, the fact that you're supposed to go this one particular route that the developers prepared for you does kind of contradict that, so who knows. Yeah, about Pokemon Potato, that is also why I stopped playing Pokemon games. Like, after I played the first 3 generations, I felt like I've seen enough. I have also played the 4th generation, but that was when I stopped. And so the small side objectives, you don't have much of a reason to replay either of them because they have no real choice in the story or branching paths. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought... I don't know if you yourself said that, but I definitely heard about New Vegas that it's like infinitely replayable, and then it has like so many different like endings and paths and stuff. That would just make it an inferior RPG then, straight up. Unless I'm misunderstanding what you're talking about right now. Oh, you're referring to Potato. Okay, okay, that makes sense. I still think Potato you should play Half-Life. If not, at least Black Mesa. But even the original, you should play the original. At the very least, it will make you appreciate Black Mesa even more. .607. Oh, you're talking about Half-Life. Okay. The reason why I replay Half-Life isn't the story or anything like that, it's because of the combat. I just really like the combat. Simple as that. It's the same reason why a lot of people replay games like Quake and Doom these days. They don't replay because of the story, like there's barely even a story there. They replay because of the gameplay. Because they find the shooting, the combat fun. Enemy and weapon variety is the name of the game. For most of these like early shooters, and like 90s shooters. Crap. I'm confused because the chat is going at like light speed right now. I'm struggling to keep up. While I'm also trying to like do this strip mining business. Okay, I think I'm doing okay on iron. Hopefully I can find at least one more iron vein. To make this worthwhile. Still no diamonds though. No gold either, which is kind of odd. Was gold made like as rare as diamonds or something? Still waiting for the PS 360 era? That's the first. Do you mean like PS3 and Xbox 360? That's a weird way to combine them. To become nostalgic. I think it's already kind of nostalgic. So the trendy indie game style will start to look modern, although I'm afraid by then the definition of modern looks will change. I don't know, because there's a lot of games released in that generation, the PS3 and the Xbox 360 generation, that actually have aged a lot better than the late 90s games, like the early 3D games that have like very low poly graphics. Like a PlayStation 3 title looks infinitely better and more realistic, and can pass off as like a modern game than a PS1 title, for example. Although, admittedly, it wasn't until the PS4 when games really started to take off. Like, there's hardly a difference, at least to me, graphically speaking, between a PS4 and a PS5 title. Like, there's very slight improvements, but PS4... Like, we haven't really... What I'm trying to say is that we haven't really moved that much ahead ever since the PS4, graphically speaking. And that shouldn't really be the focus anymore. The focus should shift back to gameplay. So I have my right to rant. Again, Rai, calm down. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. I'm like 10 minutes behind you guys. Because you keep sending so many messages. Chill. I know now that you talk about Half-Life. But did you believe in editor? Again, look what's the average PS4 game. You think thousands of dollars at least. Settle play Black Mesa once I have a computer. You might be able to play the original Half-Life on your current computer. That would be fun. Even if it has like internal graphics, if your current computer is like relatively recent, if it's like a recent office notebook, like from the last 10 or so years, it can still run Half-Life 1, I'm pretty sure. Like the game came out in 1998, it can run on a freaking toaster. Oh, here's some gold. Nice. I mean, it's completely useless to me, but might as well get it. It will become useful in the far, far future. Japan is literally a brainless task. How does it distract you from the chat? I'm like looking forward at the screen to make sure that I move my mouse down to keep mining. When it comes to gameplay, unless I really like it, I don't like to replay it. Different in some way. I mean, yeah, right, because you're a normal person. I'm not a normal person. I can replay the same game forever, basically. I've replayed Half-Life 1 probably 15 times by now, ever since I first played it in 2009. Oh, I forgot about this. Portal 2 Minecraft Forza Horizon on the Xbox 360 look modern, but with low graphics. Portal 2 has aged very well. In fact, Source games in general have aged very well. Like, the engine looks so good all these years later. Over 20 years ago, Half-Life 2 came out and it still looks really... I wouldn't say phenomenal, but it looks really good. And especially like more recent titles that come out on the Source engine, mostly mods, like Entropy Zero 2, those just look incredible. Oh hell, Black Mesa. Black Mesa is on Source 1, and it looks so good. You get pissed off every time I talk about New Vegas, right? I'm used to it by now. I want to play the original Half-Life. I don't like FPS games, and Zen is bad. We're playing Black Mesa in spite of it being an FPS game. I'll be putting up with the gameplay I don't like in order to experience Zen. Fair enough. Oh, iron. Excellent. Okay. Still hoping for diamonds, but hey, I'll take the iron. Iron will be my bread and butter until like mid-inf dev, when caves actually become a thing and I can actually find diamonds properly that way. Again, I was misunderstanding because the chat is moving way too quickly. I'm not used to it. Because even in my Polyworld streams, the chat wasn't this active, especially the later ones. Wait. I think I'll keep going until this pickaxe breaks, and then I'll head back upstairs. I think this is a decent enough haul. Really hope I can find some diamonds, though. Because diamond tools actually did get buffed. They have 512 durability now. It's still not what I would hope for, but it's definitely better than it was in InDev. In InDev, diamond tools might as well be useless. The only one that's actually worth crafting is the sword, because it deals a lot of damage. It's just my experience, my first time experience, right? So, not much more I can say. Call me an idiot, I don't care, you cannot convince me to like the game anymore. At best, it's not for me, at worst, I'm straight up brain dead. And I will admit it, if that's the case, but regardless, point is, I don't like it. And I don't want to be forced to like it anymore. I think a big part, a big thing that played a role in my, how do I say, disillusion, I guess, with Fallout New Vegas is because all the praise that I heard about the game way before starting, including from you. It kind of made me expect that this would be like the greatest thing ever, and then when I started seeing some, even like if there are small flaws, when I started seeing like some cracks beginning to show, mostly the technical the issues, but even beyond that, I was like, okay, yeah, this is, people are glazing too much, glazing this game too much. It's kind of the same thing with The Witcher 3. That's another game that I played, I never finished, and I just didn't understand the hype for it. I do admit that game is good, like it's a fine game, but I don't think it's the best RPG ever made that a lot of people seem to claim it is. I think it's just alright, but it's definitely like overrated. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. It's definitely overrated. And I think Fallout New Vegas is the same, it's just overrated. How are we doing on time? We still have a lot of time. I'm not sure what else to do. I don't want to keep strip mining because I think I've went pretty far. I don't want to like start generating new chunks. So I think, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might try to stop the forest fire, or at least check up on it. Oh yeah, there's gonna be some floating logs here and there. I'm just gonna grab those. Get some extra wood out of the deal. The less you listen to the fans, the better, to be honest, but I tend to think popular things are popular for a reason, because it is good art, like Breaking Bad is another example. I still need to watch Breaking Bad. I'm pretty sure I'll like it. Because it is like, it does seem like something I would enjoy. The problem is that they haven't really like been airing it here as of late. I think they aired it like only once on Netflix and then never again. Like they haven't brought it back yet. And I missed my chance to watch it when it was when they were still airing it. I don't even remember why. I think it was during uni times, maybe, or maybe even before that. If it was before uni times, like before 2020, I just didn't care back then. And by the time I started caring, they just haven't aired it yet. Or I didn't have time because of university. Okay, let me head back to my house and I'll catch up. Put some of the stuff away, and while I'm waiting for the iron to smelt. Where's my blocks? Over here. Gotta have so much cobblestone. Need to do something with this cobblestone. I'll have to transfer it to the new chunks once I get there. Because in those new chunks I will be building a castle and a bunch of other stuff. Okay, let me split these up. I actually have more gold than iron now, that's kind of funny. Also have this coal. I'll put it here. A lot of popular things are plants. What? I don't want to build anything, right? Because I'm gonna be moving next stream anyway. Like, I really don't want to invest too much in this area. I'm gonna be doing a lot of building once I settle down in my main alpha area. That's gonna be... I think June 16th, I would say. 616. Either 616 or 617. I don't remember which of those versions changes the terrain. It often does that for highly praised games like Undertale. Yeah, Undertale is another game that I don't get the hype behind, and I don't even plan on playing it, honestly. Hello, everybody. My name is Elevator. Welcome to the stream, Zell. Glad you could join. It's the Elevator himself, yes. Should be on Netflix. It's not. That's the thing. I don't know if that's how it is in the States, but Netflix here is kind of dumb because they like air something, then they stop airing it, and they might air it again. And I don't think they've aired Breaking Bad again. It's on Netflix for you guys. At least I'm assuming that you're American, Neon Light, but it's not here. Like, regional differences and all that nonsense. Really unfortunate, because I really want to watch it. I guess I could always pirate it. Some pressed the correct button for me to reach this floor. When does Fuji Android return? I have read its continuation. By corporations with ads and social media campaigns and whatnot. Steam denied my game release a couple of times now due to configuration problems. What do you mean configuration problems, though? Is it an issue on their end or an issue with your game? Hello, Afu. Welcome to the stream. No, you're not American. Thank God I'm not. Yeah, honestly, in today's day and age, I don't blame you for saying that. Who is Brad? Why are we breaking him? Also, I don't know what my living situation will be starting December. Interesting. Yeah, you guys are very useful, Zell. I really appreciate that you put them up. They helped me in my polyworld. And I'm sure they helped countless other people already. I'm so glad you're not being... You're technically American, right? You're just not... You're a United Station. Oh my god, you remember IDIAC? United Stations? So, right, you are American. You're just not a United Station. Deleted my polyworld. It's good first, but then you get bored because of lots of its wasteland. Having secondary worlds on different versions is better. Yeah, that is a problem I had with my original polyworld too. Like, the world file was gigabytes large by the end. It was insane. I'm gonna put my goat here. I have this furnace. I'm gonna keep the iron with me. Let's see how the fire is doing. There's like no zombies, no skeletons. There's like nothing out here. I really need some arrows. Oh my god, the fire is spreading all the way over there. This is nuts. Jesus. What a mess. Being American is a curse. Hey, it's still better than being Balkan, okay? At least not all of America is cursed right now. Baking bread. You are in the continent of North America, right? By that definition, you are American. North American. Okay, if you wanna be like more precise, then yeah, you're North American. Because there's also Latin American, obviously. Did the fire just destroy that wood block? Ugh. Okay, I don't really need food. Kind of need zombies. I really want feathers and arrows in general, but especially like feathers to make more arrows. Another reason, by the way, why the smelting thing with things with fire is better. The fire didn't destroy the items. Okay, I won't go there. Like, yeah, it makes sense for fire to destroy items, but at the same time, I kind of wish it didn't. Well, I'll just let that burn. Oh my god, this fire is out of control. Kind of a shame, it ruins my natural landscape here, but oh well. Are we playing E-Craft? What's E-Craft? Oh, you're referring to the fact that I cropped the screen. Yeah, I cropped the screen because I don't play on full screen. Otherwise you would have, hold on. Otherwise it would look like this. So that's why I just zoom it in a little bit and then crop it like so. There probably is a better way to do it and still play windowed, but I can't be bothered. I have brown skinned American guy called a guy white guy with pale skin called what? What are you talking about, dude? Let's try not to die on the weirdest hill challenge impossible. For the cinematic experience of black on top and bottom. The problem is I can't do that either because of my resolution. Maybe it's possible on 1080p, but it's not possible on my resolution. I have 1440p. So OBS doesn't let me. Like it always snaps the screen either to the bottom or the top. So there's a line only on the bottom or the top. I'm not sure if there's a way to configure it. There probably is, because OBS is, you know, quite advanced and all that, but haven't figured it out. One of you guys has to show me then. After the stream. I have done it on 1440p, okay. Then show me after the stream, Rai. Manually apply a transform. Yeah, again, you have to show me with screenshots or direct instructions. I literally don't use OBS all that much. I only boot it up. I select the screen or the window that I want to share. And I start streaming, and that's it. That's all I do. And yeah, I configure like the audio if I have to and all that. Have you ever tried MCP? I have. Oh wait, MCPI? No, I haven't. I've only played MCPE Pocket Edition 0. something, like 0.3. I don't know. I think it was the very first survival version. It didn't have crafting, but it did have survival. That's the one I played back in the good old days. And I was like, okay, this is cool, but not only is it very behind, but also I hate mobile controls, even back then. Especially like first-person games with like a on-screen joystick and all that, like I never liked that. The only mobile games I played back in the day were either gacha games, where all you have to do is tap and swipe, or the classics, you know, Angry Birds, Subway Surfers, all that stuff. And card games. I played a lot of card games back then. I played Shadowverse and Hearthstone primarily. I think I played another card game as well at some point, but I forgot which one it was because I briefly played it. Yeah, card games were a big thing back in 2016, 2017, and 2018. 2016 and 17 I played Hearthstone, and 2018 I played Shadowverse. Good times. I heard that there was a new Shadowverse out and that it has very egregious monetary, like microtransactions and stuff. Like the game economy is basically fucked. Kind of sad to see, honestly, because it's funny because Shadowverse was like the generous game compared to Hearthstone with its like packs and stuff, and now it seems like it's falling down the same route. Okay, thankfully that part of the forest is safe, at least for now. Play it on a physical PI. Or P. Or Pi. MCP 0.6? Yeah, maybe. I don't know the version. I just vaguely remember that that's what it was like. Find it on Flatpak. Super hated gacha games. I wasn't really a whale because I couldn't afford it. If I could afford it, I probably would have been a straight up a whale. But I was a dolphin back then. So basically someone who spent more than they should have, but not like absurd amounts of money. I had like a genuine problem. Like I was developing a low-key gambling addiction because of that. I'm glad I got out of that. Wasn't my proudest moment. Also, what is up with the lighting on these mobs? This is odd. Never seen this before. Huh. Okay, yeah, this will just keep on burning. Oh wait, maybe I can save this part. Hold on, quickly. Okay, let's break all of these leaves. Fire spread in alpha really is insane. Not only does it spread super fast, but it also spreads super far. Well, lesson learned. I'm gonna be a lot more careful moving forward. I was sure that they wouldn't catch the tree on fire because there was almost like 5 blocks of distance between the two. I think there was like 4 blocks of distance, but lo and behold, it was enough. I wonder how much axe durability you waste on breaking leaves with it. It's mostly because I'm, again, used to InDev Plus, because in InDev Plus, axe is the tool to use against leaves. And I'm not like you, I don't care about wasting that much durability. Even though these iron tools are so crap that it's probably more efficient to just not waste the durability anyway, but I barely use my axe anyway. I don't mind. Alright, let me deposit all this stuff. So I have a sapling here. I guess I might build something very quickly. We have half an hour left with some of this cobblestone. Question is, what do I build? Like, I have no ideas. You guys can give me ideas. I was about to say it's turning nighttime, this is probably not a good idea, but then I remembered, oh yeah, mob spawns barely work, so it should be fine. If anything, I want to be out here right now, because I want to find some feathers. I only have 20 arrows, I would rather have a stack. All of this here, by the way, was forest, and it burned down, and it keeps going. 0.2 is the first survival version of PE. Worst thing about MCP is old versions are terrible. Limited words are better on InDev. Well, yeah, because InDev is like has all the basics basically. Whereas the earlier versions of MCP, I think it took them quite a while to add stuff like crafting. Sheep are getting old, they have gray hair. Let's remember that still waste durability. They released the version 0.9, we immediately jumped to 1.7 to 1.12 era of Java. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not that familiar with the history of MCP, because again, I didn't really grow up with it. I grew up with Java. Never really cared much for it. Build a Half-Life logo. I could build a Lambda, yeah, sure. On my keyboard, double some words, I don't know. Build a cheeseburger because you wouldn't build one in InDev. Okay, fine, I'll build you. Actually, I cannot build a cheeseburger, but I can build a hamburger. Okay, I'm gonna need wood and dirt for this, and I have both, so that's great. I don't need cobble. Give me some of this. I should be punching sheep, by the way. I want to accumulate as much wool as possible. Completely forgot about that. Let's punch these sheep. Where are they? Come over here, you goddamn... The ghosts are haunting me now. Okay, let's build a hamburger. Has to be a circular shape for the bun. Maybe like this. Hold on, let me put some torches down. You guys can actually see. Hamburger. Hamburger helper. I don't even know what that is, by the way. We don't have it here. You can build a Church of Beleza. No. That is no longer my religion. Those are dark times. We don't talk about that. Lambda hamburger. How would that even work? I'm gonna build both. I'm gonna build a Lambda logo out of cobblestone if I have enough time, but I'm gonna prioritize the burger. I think it's probably big enough. Okay, this is probably a waste of wood, but I don't care. Makes me feel better about myself if I actually fill this in with planks. So this is the bun. And then the burger's gotta be made out of dirt. Yummy. It's gonna be a thin burger though. Hope that's not too disappointing for you, potato. I find that thin burgers are the best. The wider, like the taller the burger is, the harder it is for me to eat it. So usually I go for smaller burgers. And now we cap it off with the top bun. I'm gonna need more wood. Hold on. Actually, I could make the burger, the patty out of logs, but that's gonna be kind of expensive. I'm gonna leave it as dirt. Two stacks should do. Doghouse pixel art? I don't even know what that is, so no, I'm sorry. Sand for the cheese. Or gold. I don't have enough gold, so I guess we'll go for sand. Although, something tells me that wouldn't look very good. Unless I do it... Hold on, I have a bit of an idea. Because the cheese is very... the cheese slices are very thin. Normally you don't see them in the burger, but you do see parts of them. So I have a bit of an idea here. The lambda could be on top of the burger. Nah, I'm gonna build the lambda on top of that hill. It's gonna be like, it's gonna like signify, because I come from there, so the lambda will be like a little symbol that's gonna tell me, oh, this is my, one of my bases here. Let's dig up those dark times. I was, yeah. Yeah, mine lasted like 2 years, I think. Technically more, but the other times I wasn't as obsessed. Bun is too thin. Nah, it's fine. It's just bun meat bun? That's a rather small burger. It is, yeah. It's standard in Europe, okay? Standard size here. Not everything has to be big and grandiose. How is it tasteless? Leaves for... I cannot use leaves, right? This is InfDev. Did you forget? There's no way to get leaves. Otherwise, I would have. Yeah, I mean, technically there is a way. Because Zelenator in his actually moments, I could like grow some trees around it. But as Zelenator said, that would take too long. We only have like half an hour left, so I want to build something quick and small and simple. Yeah, let's see how this looks. I think that works. Grass would also take too long because I have to wait for it to spread. Oh, actually, because you are gonna be able to see like a little bit of it. Maybe I don't know. I still feel like because if it takes too long, I don't want to finish this next time because next time I'm moving. Let's try it. I'll wait for like 5 minutes. If you grow leaves under it again, that would take too long. I don't even have bone meal yet. If I had bone meal to grow the trees instantly, I would, but I don't. Really quick, what is the diameter of the burger? I have a plan. I don't know. It's a 5 on each side here, and then 2 on the corners. You do the math. Why are you writing it as leaves? Okay, yeah, this... I should have done that earlier. I'm just gonna cap it off. Okay, and we're gonna have like a little bit of like cheese, like dripping from it. It's probably gonna look like ass, but whatever. Does that look like cheese to you guys? I'm terrible with this. I don't... Okay, it looked better in my head, okay? It's kind of like the house. It looked better in my head. Can you dye woes? No, not until beta. That looks worse. No cheese, it looks weird. Yeah, I agree. Should have been on a plate. Ah, too late. I could have made a plate out of stone, but... Dirty burger. Oh! This is excellent. Okay. I need your arrows. Oi, 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 oi. Okay, come over here, guys. There we go. I really miss my diamond sword. I really do. Didn't want to waste arrows on these guys, because the whole point of killing them is to get arrows. Sandburger. Sandwich. Now I'm thinking maybe just like, instead of like oozing like a little bit like this. No, that still doesn't really work. Whatever. Plain burger it is. We have in Local KFC the best burgers you heard of. It doesn't have any bread, instead 2 chicken steaks. Oh yeah, I've seen that. That's like the most American thing ever. But I have seen that. We don't have that here, but I'm pretty sure I've seen like shorts on YouTube or something like that. I do know that's a thing. And just like a real burger, the bun will be completely hollow. Heart attack waiting to happen, yeah. Isn't that just American cuisine, though? Ha 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 ha. Oops. Have you ever heard of Juner burger? I know what a Juner is, but never seen a Juner burger, no. I do like Juner, though. Juner kebab. Okay, do I wanna make it even higher than this? Like I think 1 block higher. Might make it look better. Yeah, like this. There we go. And this is gonna be the cap. Here we go. Hell yeah. Now I'm hungry, by the way. Thanks, Potato. You made me hungry. I haven't had dinner yet. Haven't eaten anything since lunch, which was like nearly 9 hours ago now. Okay, let's just make sure that it is symmetrical. It is. Okay, let's marvel, bask at the glory of our creation. I mean, I guess it kind of looks like a burger. Kind of. If you squint your eyes and use your imagination, it kind of looks like a burger. Jonah burger is good, but it has bread. Maybe you add sand on top as like sesame. Yeah, but it would have to be like inside of the wood instead of on top of it. Because if it's on top, it would look weird, I think. If it's like this, I feel like that's gonna look weird. I feel like that looks weird. Let's have those weird Armenian pizzas. Made with scrambled eggs and a soup on top. Okay, that's something I've never heard of before. Oh, right. I need a chouvel. A new chouvel. That is French for shovel, trust me. We already established I'm French, so that is French. Imagine if it actually is French for shovel. I literally know no words in French. The only words I know are je suis or la suis. Je suis, I think it's pronounced. Which means I am. Je suis la baguette. Iron spoon, yes. Someone has been watching Steel Cat lately. It really does look like a spoon. Okay, well, we have a burger, we have a donut house. Let's make that Lambda logo now. We have 15 minutes to make it. I have a lot of sand, holy crap. Didn't even realize. Alright, I do need more pork. I'm so used to having like stacks of apples on me that I've completely forgot that the only food I can have right now is pork. And technically wheat. But my farm is all the way back at spawn. I don't feel like making a new farm here. Again, next stream we're moving. Okay, there's a adventurous pig on that hill. Let me go slaughter it. Also some sheep down there. I'm gonna need their cloth. Don't forget this time. Je suis mort pour views. I guess Iron Shovel would be Pelle de Fer. Okay, yeah, so nothing like Chouvel. Please give me meat, thank you. More chunk walls. Wonder what chunks those are. Oh, those are the 415 chunks. Yes, because they have the same terrain as the spawn chunks, 327 chunks, but with the big trees and beaches. Right. I remember. Also, you know what? Every time someone in the chat suggests I make a build, and after I make it, I'm gonna put a sign on the build and say who suggested it. I think that would be key. That'll be cool. So let me do that real quick. So that way, Potato and who suggested the Lambda logo? I think it was Neon Light. That way, you guys will live on in this world's legacy. Legacy plus, legacy minus. Legacy hashtag. Legacy division. Oh fuck! Okay, don't hold that. That's a bad idea. Let me cook this. Let me deposit this. I need signs. I'm gonna need 2. Oh, I see another pig through the window, I think. Or am I crazy? I'm crazy. Okay. That's fine. Give me my meat. Legacy Plus reference. Donut House looks like a spool of gray thread. Well, yeah, I guess it kind of does. Although there is no planks at the top. If there were planks here, would it look even more like that? Like again, this looked way better in my head, but when I actually ended up building it, I think the problem is it's too small. What I had envisioned in my head looked better because it was bigger, but I didn't want to like terraform too much here, because again, this is a very temporary base. Hopefully things will start getting more interesting and especially fun once I move to my permanent settlement throughout Alpha and start working on like bigger projects. Because right now I'm just like all over the place. Never played MC in French. I wonder how does it feel like. The best translation for Homefront, The Revolution, and Prey is French. Interesting. Was it made by French studios? Nearly burnt it all down. Yes. Just build it via the inside vectors instead of outside, so it looks more like a rhombus instead of toroid or donut. Okay, I'm getting distracted here. I really want to build this Lambda logo. Let me name the hamburger. Potato burger. The bun is made out of potatoes. That's the new lore. Potato bun. That honestly sounds like it would be kind of delicious, not gonna lie. I like potatoes. Who doesn't like potatoes? I've never met a person in my life, by the way, who doesn't like potatoes. In some form. Like, yeah, I've met people who don't like boiled potatoes, for example, or even like fried potatoes, like French fries, but I've never met anyone who hates potatoes outright, like all forms of potatoes. Because there's just so much you can do with potatoes that it's kind of hard to hate them, really. They're also very nutritious, too. Instead of French fries, you have potato buns. Yes. Hamburger. Potato. Why is your name so complicated? 789. So what happened to potato? We know what happened to potato 9, but what about the other potatoes? Potato 8, potato 1 through 6. What about them, huh? Okay, and I'm gonna need you guys. 4 stacks should be more than enough. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm really bad at building letters and like pixel art and stuff in this game, but I'm gonna try. At least it's something different. Might as well get this coal while I'm here. I like boiled potatoes. I used to hate boiled potatoes when I was a kid, but nowadays I like them. But I don't like eating them like plain, you know, without anything. They need to have at the very least like mayonnaise or tartar sauce or something. But I do like them with other foods, like with some type of a meat or vegetables or something. I still don't like them plain, but I do like them overall. Okay, I think here is a good place to build it. So how does it look like? Like that and like that. Okay, this will actually be easier than I thought. It's an unsolved mystery. Potato 4 is lost media. At least I'm not Potato 67. So true. Wait. How am I gonna do this? I wanna make sure I do this right. Crap. think this might do. Probably too small though. Yeah, you know what? This is too small. Make it bigger. Okay, let me just put some torches around here. I would like to be able to throw potatoes in MC. Why can Steve throw eggs but not potatoes? Potatoes will do more damage, obviously. Maybe because that would be, I don't know, kind of weird or OP, I don't know. If they do damage, that would be kind of overpowered, not gonna lie. Like, the eggs and the snowballs and stuff don't do damage. And they only stack to 16. So if potatoes could be thrown and they dealt damage, they would have to stack to 16. And that just makes it an inferior food source by that point. So I can kind of see why they didn't do it that way. It is also why I recently made rocks stack to 16 instead of 64 in Infinite Plus. Because otherwise they were like way too good as a early game... whatchamacallit, an early game thingamajig. Projectile weapon or whatever. Okay, and I also want to do this. Because Steve lives in a glass house. Snowballs do damage to blazes and flame variants of slimes. Yeah, I always forget that's a thing. It's a very niche thing, because by that point you definitely have a bow, and you're better off just using a bow. But it is neat, I guess. You can also do that to fire imps in InDev Plus. There even is an achievement for that. Okay, I think hopefully this is gonna be big enough. Okay, so these two connect now, and then I have to make it go that way a little bit. We have 6 minutes left. This is good timing. Oh wait, that was a mistake. There we go. Now it looks like an A, but bear with me. Snowballs do damage. Snowballs used to do damage to the Ender Dragon for some reason. That was removed in 1.9. That's weird. Maybe... Oh, you know what? Actually, no, that's not the reason. I was about to say maybe it's because it was automatically applied to all mobs that are immune to fire. Because I think the Ender Dragon is immune to fire. But that would mean that they should technically work against ghasts and zombie pigmen, which clearly they don't. So that's not the reason. That is very weird then. I don't know why it's like that. I think we'll go up one more. Or maybe like this is enough. Hold on, let me see how this looks from distance. I don't think it damages Enderman. Especially because they teleport before projectiles hit them. Maybe it does damage them, but because they teleport before it hits them, we never knew. I need to snoop around in the 1.2 code again to see. Because you got me curious, you got me thinking. Put my thinking cap on. I gotta remove that block there, but I think that works. It's kind of ugly looking. It doesn't really look as good as it can, but I think it's good enough for me. Especially considering I only have 4 minutes left. Maybe now it's gonna look better. Yeah, good enough, I guess. Can probably make a better one later on. Especially when I have actual colored wool, so I can make it orange on a black backdrop. That'll be neat. I feel like in order to make this look really good, I have to make it like super massive. And I don't have that time right now. You can teleport into a trajectory of another projectile. That is true. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, well, if you also deem it okay, Neon Light, because you're the one who suggested it, I'm just gonna name it now. Lambda Neon Light. I hate these signs. Hold on, I need to rotate this. There we go. Lambda Neon Light. There we go. Nice. Yeah, I kind of like this. We should do this more often for sure. Every time I like can't think of something to build or do, you guys can like give me a suggestion, and I can then put a sign at the build to remind myself who actually suggested it. I kind of like this idea. 2 E's. Oh, 2 E's. Oh, I was like, my brain turned off for a second. I was like, huh? 2 E's? What? Oh, and I have to break the sign again. I really wish I could just right-click the sign to edit it. It's such a simple thing to do. I'm surprised it took Mojang so long to figure that out. Alright. Lambda Neon Light. Alright. Oh, there we go. I think today was a successful stream. Did some mining, we marked the area back home, back to spawn, we played around with the new doors and, well, not ladders. I actually didn't craft any ladders. But we played around with the doors and the sign. Oh, crap. Okay, we're back? I think we're back. My OBS got disconnected for a second, but as I was saying, next time I'm gonna be moving to some sort of a new base, to new chunks, and I'm gonna build some sort of a base, but it's probably gonna be something very small, like maybe an in-depth house, honestly. I just need something very small to stay in for a couple of episodes, and then we're finally gonna settle down in our new permanent area. Also, you know what? I'm gonna put some candles on this. Not only to prevent stuff from spawning, but also to give it a little bit of a decorative touch, I guess. Some depth or whatever. Oh my god, look at that. That looks beautiful at night, but also it's kind of sad, because the entire forest is gone. Look, it's a birthday burger. It has candles. Yay. That should be a thing, a birthday burger. Time jump. Candles, 1.8 or 1.18 already. How did you spawn? I guess Nosh didn't fix the thing with animals still spawning everywhere. Not just on grass. That's funny. Okay, well, let me... I literally only used up like even less than a stack of cobblestone for that. That's crazy. Oops. Need that. Alright. Well, it is time, my dudes and dudettes. It is 9 PM. I don't think I'm even gonna change the thumbnail, honestly, because I don't know what to change it to. I should have taken a picture over at those towers, actually. That was a cool area, but too late for that now. I guess I could take a picture of the horizon here as the sun is rising and use this as the thumbnail, but I probably won't change it at all, honestly. But yeah, with this new dawn, with the dawn of a new day, I'm gonna bid you all farewell. Next week we're gonna be moving. We're gonna see what new terrain we can find. But until then, thank you all very much for watching and have a good one. Yeah, there's no front-facing camera yet, so bye-bye.